Speaking freedom. Speaking freedom. Giving you the answers to be free. Be free. Be free. 'Cause we're speaking freedom.
I love getting good head, good neighborhood. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood where we discuss real issues and say what's good. No, really, what's good? Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Speaking freedom, neighbors. Hello, in here, and you're in luck. If you've been hurt, guess who'll fix you up? It's okay. Don't be afraid, 'cause Kaci really knows her stuff. Hi, I'm Kaci. It's time for life enhancement. Come on, let's go. Speaking Freedom presents Speaking Freedom Radio. Providing advanced spiritual studies and personal developmental insight, brought to you by Love Gang and Speaking Freedom. We thank you and we look forward to helping you grow in all the areas of your life. We hope that you find all the information needed for your growth. God bless. Please listen to all disclaimers provided. If you are currently under physician's care, please maintain that relationship. It's not intended to stop your current treatment plan. If you need physician care, please seek out medical attention. Please note, all results are based on the individual's ability to adapt and adjust to any given environment and situation. We are not responsible for your results at Speaking Freedom. The life enhancement coaches at Speaking Freedom provide information to help you grow. You are responsible for maintaining that growth, taking on and then applying the information to your individual life as you deem needed and necessary. May contain and explain explicit content. Please use parental discretion. For best results, you will need an open mind, the ability to research, and a balanced lifestyle. Welcome to Speaking Freedom, healing hearts around the world. Please check your baggage and come right along this way. Oh, you bet a couple candies, yeah, call a crab. I think that we should see a therapist. Black people go to therapy. Regular therapy, there are limitations and things that you have to maintain in order to get your client to the desired outcome and destiny. However, with life coaching, especially with life enhancement coaching, we use the client to develop, to grow, and to bring out the best in themselves. We are simply a tool to help you learn how to make better decisions. Not just one decision, not just today, but for the rest of your life. Encouraging each person through each trial and tribulation.
Speaking freedom.
So, today I wanted to discuss boundaries. I wanted to discuss what are your red flags, your yellow flags, what are your go signs. I was listening to the radio yesterday, and a lot of the show is based on radio reflection and other information that I take in and would like to help others process. So yesterday evening, I was listening to a show on the radio, and they made a statement that about deal breakers. They wanted to know, when do you discuss your deal breakers? Do you discuss your deal breakers early on, like before the first date, before the third date, or do you wait until, on down the line? And one of the people on the show was a young man and a young lady. And the young lady stated that so many people always talk about what they're not going to put up with, what they don't want, etc. But very few people know what they actually want. And it was interesting because generally speaking, I normally suggest that people always have a fantasy ideal of what would be good for them. And they fantasize and they try to, in their mind, create the type of person that they believe would have these certain characteristics. Or they base their desire from very superficial things. And I say superficial things because you can look at a person and they can look good, but their soul could be tarnished. And if you only date a person based on their looks, the things that they have, and etc., but you don't have a deep conversation with them, then surface level they could be good, but deep inside it could be off. So, I personally believe that too many people value surface level things instead of seeking depth. And I personally don't believe there is never a too early period to talk about depth, talk about the things that you desire out of life, talk about your expectations, especially because I'm in the stage of my life, being 37, that I don't want to waste, well, I'll be 37 in a couple months, but I don't want to waste time when I'm getting closer to 40. You know, the things that I did to waste time when I was 20, in my early 30s, are not the things that fascinate me now. They don't bring me any joy. It's not a thrill. It's more thrilling to be consistent. It's more thrilling to say, okay, I know that I can depend on this person. It's more thrilling nowadays to get completely opposite, not completely opposite, to have a well-balanced version of what I once thought was good. And I say that because, again, sometimes you be like, okay, well, I done dealt with this type of person, and I know I don't want that type of person again. But really, it's not the person, it's the characteristics that make that person that individual. You could have a person that has similar characteristics, but be an overall better person because of their morals, their life experience, and the things that make them feel significant in the world. And when you think about it like that, then it opens up a whole new array of things. I think deal breakers are important to speak of early on. One, because again, you won't waste a lot of time. But aside from just wasting time, if you go ahead and you get your deal breakers out there, if y'all don't see eye to eye on some stuff, then that could be squashed right there. While you see a lot of people that be like, okay, I want this and I want that, and they never talk about the deal breakers. They never talk about the things that are like, I'm cool, that's a red flag, that's a yellow flag, that means I need to go the opposite direction, because they're so busy trying to make something work that may not be meant to work, that they will accept things that they would prefer not to have, deal with, or experience just to keep a person, and then long end, they end up not being happy. So if a deal breaker is you don't want kids, and you wait until y'all 6 months in to realize that you don't want kids, but they want a household full of kids, then that's a problem. That's time wasted, because that could have been something that was talked about. If your deal breaker is having multiple baby mamas, and they already got a child or two by two different people, or if you plan on having children, then they're going to have multiple baby mamas. That's unavoidable. If your deal breaker is being able to call and text and check in and all of those things, well, if you're dealing with an extremely busy person that does not know how to make time, that does not know how to stand up for themselves, then you might find yourself in a situation where you're dealing with somebody that, although they might want to call and text you, they might want to do all these things, they might not be capable of doing those things because they don't know how to stand up for themselves. They don't know how to project or interject and say, okay, look, this does not work for me in my household. This does not work for me and my family. Then you may get with somebody that's just
not your speed. They may think different. What if your deal breaker is, being able to fight for the world together, world peace together, for anything, and that person is not really into what you into, or they only get into it because you say you into it so they can win you over to sleep with you or to be with you, or because it seems like a thrill, and then it's time to get to work, and y'all hadn't discussed that you wanted to spend your whole life dedicated to doing whatever. That is going to be a long-term problem. So, in that regard, I believe that discussing deal breakers are very important. When you find interest in someone, the first thing that you should be doing, shouldn't be doing, is trying to see if y'all gonna sleep together or build a relationship. The first thing y'all should be doing is seeing if y'all could be friends. Seeing if y'all can communicate effectively. Seeing if you just like the energy of the person or want to be around the person at all. Because if you're dealing with a gym rat and you can't go to the gym, then that means that y'all going to have two totally different type of lifestyles. And the goal in marriage and relationship is to build a life together. So, also sometimes learning what you do like is a part of learning what is not acceptable. Because for some people, if they've never been in certain situations, then moving forward, they may not know how to. They may need to learn more about a lot of different things that you may already be, up on. So if you don't have a lot of dating experience, if you have been raised at home up under your parents and you didn't get to experience a lot of things, then you don't know what you like. If you're 20 years old, you don't really know what you like. You only know what you've been exposed to. If you are 25, you still may not really know what you like. You've only been exposed to but so much. So as you begin to be exposed to new things, you can say, you know what? I've experienced something like this. It didn't make me feel good, so I would prefer not to engage in such activities. So if you don't want to engage in that, and that's what that person is into, you should know in advance. Like, I don't want no dope boys. I don't want no man that's in the streets slinging dope. Because I don't want to be the streets that take you away from me. But what I've realized recently is that death happens. So you can not have a man that's in the street. You can have a good man that's at home, that does everything right, and death still see about him. So, but I don't want all of the extra drama that comes with the street life. So that means that before I go out with somebody, we need to have a discussion. Where you work at? What type of job do you have? Because I don't necessarily want a person that has a 9-to-5 job either. Like, I'm in this weird place where you need to be able to build entrepreneurially. You need to be able to take your dreams to the next level, because I have dreams. So I can't be with somebody that don't have their own dreams, because then I feel like I'm leading you in my dreams, or like you own my dreams because you're trying to be with me for my dreams or something. Like, I'm real funny acting when it comes to stuff like that. So because I've experienced somebody that tried to become everything that he thought that I liked in order to win me over, I don't want to, I like to allow time to see who people really are. And when you allow time to show you who people really are, that can eliminate some stuff. But to go in and say everything that you like is to give the person the opportunity to say, okay, well, let me adjust my life here. Let me live up to this. And I prefer a natural relationship. So I want to know who you are naturally. So I might say what I don't like before I say what I like. Then they said they was talking about deal breakers. So what are your deal breakers? I can't say what a deal breaker is until I meet a person that breaks the deal. Like, I don't have any preconceived notions of any one type of thing because I know that everybody is different. So a person, one person that used to sell drugs might have changed his life around. He might not even like the dope game at all no more. But he might have used the knowledge and the street code from the dope game to turn into an entrepreneur. And now he's, making millions. I would prefer that over somebody who used to sell dope. Now they ain't doing nothing because they can't sell dope. Or they used to sell dope, so they shucking and jiving in the street and trying to still maneuver like they used to, when they have the clear abilities to be an entrepreneur and build an empire on their own. The thing about, a little bit off topic, the thing about dope dealers, if you're able to manage the street life, then you can manage a business. And if I have to help you become that person, then I don't believe that I'm your person, because then that means that I have to lead you in a way that I want to be led. And it's not a lot of people that are able to do both. I can help you pursue your dreams, but I don't want to lead you in the pursuit of your happiness. I want you to pursue your happiness on your own so that I don't become the pillar or the only source of that particular thing that makes you happy. So deal breakers for me is like, I'm not dating no married men. I don't want to be involved with any man that is preoccupied mentally to where he can't devote time, affection, attention, and things like that to me. Now, everybody's deal breakers are going to be different. Your deal breakers won't be my deal breakers because you didn't have the life experience that I had. So some things that affect you might not affect me. Some things that affect me might not affect you. But if you wait long time to figure out what your deal breakers are, then you could waste months, years, even a century with the wrong person. I've known people that, we all speak people that have been married for 20, 30 years and then they get divorced. You've been like, hell, y'all been married too long to get divorced. But if in that time they stayed together because of kids, they stayed together because of pressure of how it would make them look, and they just gained the confidence to say, you know what, I knew 20 years ago that you wasn't the one. I knew 30 years ago that we had some issues and nothing has got better. So deal breakers should be talked about beforehand, so you don't even waste time. I ain't been on a date in a long time. You know why? Everybody bring in a deal. You know, like, I haven't really found nobody that is sufficient. I haven't been looking for nobody. I'm talking about I ain't found nobody. I ain't looking for nobody. I'm not receptive to a lot of people. Depending on how they are in their interaction and exchange with me, would tell me if I want to interact with them more. If a person knows that I have kids and they don't have kids, or they don't ask me how my children.
Speaking Freedom presents Good Head Group, providing advanced spiritual studies and personal developmental insight. Brought to you by Love Gang and Speaking Freedom. We look forward to helping you grow in all the areas of your life. We hope that you find all the information needed for your growth. God bless. Please listen to all disclaimers provided. If you are currently under physician's care, please maintain that relationship. This is not intended to stop your current treatment plan. If you need physician care, please seek out medical attention. Please note, all results are based on the individual's ability to adapt and adjust to any given environment and situation. We are not responsible for your results at Speaking Freedom. The life enhancement coaches at Speaking Freedom provide information to help you grow. You are responsible for maintaining that growth, taking on and then applying the information to your individual life as you deem needed and necessary. This may contain and explain explicit content. Please use parental discretion. For best results, you will need an open mind, the ability to research, and a balanced lifestyle.
Please join us daily for your inspiration and motivation.
We have the entire world to offer you at your fingertips. Your life enhancement coaching specialist. Thank you for choosing us to assist you in accomplishing your personal and professional goals. And have a beautiful day. In love, we trust. This is brought to you by Good Head Group, Love Gang, and Speaking Freedom. We thank God for you, and we love you.
Hi, I'm Kaci, Dr. Kaci to be exact, owner of Speaking Freedom LLC, Love Gang, and Good Head Group LLC. I am also a certified life coach and host of Speaking Freedom Radio and TV. Although I have recently become an ordained minister, please be aware that I am still me, raw and uncut the way God made me and allowed life to shape me. I pray and expect God to use me for people who can receive the way I communicate, as well as my delivery. I am not for those who are already saved, religious, or super deep. I am for the leaders, hustlers, and street influencers around the world, including pimps, killers, drug dealers, and working girls. I am sharing my experiences and perspective to help someone be inspired to be better. And for those who can identify with the various aspects of my mindset. My mindset alone does not determine the status of any active connections or current relationships that have not already been specifically addressed. Additionally, these recordings should not be taken personally if I have not already spoken to you about the topic or expressed that I have an issue. These recordings are a part of my life's work to document my experience, perspective, and to see how life has shaped me. My plan in using my stories publicly and socially is to encourage growth in those who can identify with the experiences and find inspiration in my life to heal and overcome the path that they've been set on, no matter what they face, as according to the purpose of their soul, until healing takes place. Despite the experiences that I may have had with any person, sometimes known and unknown, I hold no grudges, no hate, no bitterness, or any other ill feelings against anyone. I pray that your life is whole and very fruitful. I forgive you as I hope that you forgive me if I have wronged you or anyone that you know or anyone who listens to me. I pray that you have peace and extend the same grace to others. I have love for everyone, especially on a human level, despite flaws or experiences. But that doesn't mean that I will associate or be close to every human that I know or meet. I've experienced a very eventful life and truly believe that my mindset and story based on experiences could help those who identify with how I think and are looking for inspiration to grow further, go beyond hurt, and be great. I pray that these recordings bless you and your soul in every way and whatever way God has intended. Sending love and light to all. Thanks for listening. Achieve your dreams.